Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to the analysis session of Day 9 CUET Undergraduate Exam 2023. So finally 9 days are over and we have a few more days to go about before the CUET 2023 comes to a conclusion. Today we have the feedback for the commerce papers along with English. So let's see how it unfolded if we talk about day 9 of CUET 2023. So we'll start with English first and we'll look what exactly happened. Was the story different? No, not at all. The story was very much similar as to what we have witnessed in the last 8 days. So 30% of the questions, which means a total of 15 questions based on reading comprehension, three passages. If you look at each of the passages, every passage is followed by five questions. Almost two to three questions in each of the passages are very direct ones, and for two, probably you'll have to read the passage once again. But it's not a time taking process. The passages are not very lengthy, they are easy reads actually, so there's nothing to worry about. Antonym, synonym. Today we had almost six questions out there. Easy words like giveaway. We had to find out the antonyms of that from the given option. Fill in the blanks based on modal verbs. So we had almost four questions from there. If we go beyond, parajumbles was around 5 to 6 questions today. Idioms and phrases, another 4 to 5 questions there. Spelling error, word like envelope. I'm sure you'll not find it difficult as well. So these are the kind of questions which are being asked in the English paper. Even in sentence correction, there were three questions where one had to find the errors. Indirect speech had almost two questions. Active passive voice had three questions. Word meaning, decipher. That was the word actually. One of that actually foreign words were there. Cyanide. So we all understand how it can't go so easy, isn't it? So that's the kind of difficulty level we are talking about. And no doubt the students are rating the paper very easy actually. Letter based, that's something new which we have seen in CUET 2023. Subject, salutation related questions were there, and exclamatory sentence conversion based questions were there as well. And two questions were based on adjective. So, as have been telling this every day, focus on grammar because a lot of questions are coming from the grammar part of it. Actually, vocabulary is less this time. That is not being tested in such great length. Actually, it is the grammar where the focus as far as English paper is concerned. So if you have your exam in the coming days, take mocks and practice grammar. That is something which will definitely help you sail through this English paper of CUET 2023. We'll move on to the domain subjects. As I said, commerce, accountancy, business studies, and economics. So we have the feedback from our students about those papers. If I talk about accountancy, there was mixed reaction. Students rated easy as well as moderate. If I go by the bifurcation of the questions across each of the chapters, units, accounting not for profit had two questions, theoretical, income and expenditure based. Accounting for partnership had almost six questions, theoretical again, IOD, IOC, goodwill based questions. Reconstitution of partnership, yes, that had a good number of questions, almost 6 to 7 questions coming from there actually. The two case studies were based on dissolution of partnership and accounting for share and debenture capital. So, I've already told yesterday, accounting for share and debenture capital is one of the units from where you can expect 5 to 7 question every day. As of now, that has happened actually. Today, we had a case study out there, basic feature, reissue of share, three theoretical debenture based questions were there. So almost 8 questions came on as part of the case study from this particular unit. Analysis of financial statements ki agar baat kare, so there were 3 questions, match the following Companies Act 2000. So based on that, actually, computerized accounting system, the questions were directly from NCRT this chapter. If you talk about cash flow related questions, were almost 7 to 8 out there actually. So overall, if you look at the entire paper, there were 2 case studies, almost 7 to 8 were numericals, 3 questions were based on order and sequencing actually. So there was mixed reaction as far as accountancy paper is concerned from the students. So some found it moderately difficult actually, but rest of the kids actually found the paper to be easy. Talking about business studies, yes, this was definitely the easy paper. That's what everybody spoke about. So if I look at unit wise bifurcation today, nature and significance of management, that's the first chapter. It had a case study, effective ineffective management related, based on this. We had a case study and it had 5 questions altogether. Then principles of management, 5 questions were there. Extension to equity, remuneration of employees. So those kind of areas were covered. Business environment की अगर बात करें, so specific forces of business environment, we had a couple of questions over there. Planning, limitations and advantages, organizing, there was a case study out here. Process of organizing. Staffing, procedure based questions, 2 of them were there. Directing, leadership qualities, communication process, sequential questions kind of actually. Controlling, situation based controlling process, another 2 questions from there. Business finance से एक ही क्वेश्चन आया था, structure of capital market actually. So there were 2 case studies out there. And marketing के ऊपर, concept of marketing, selling concept, entrepreneurship development पे, who is a risk taker, salary related question, consumer protection, jurisdiction, national level, then what does not come under Consumer Protection Act, those kind of questions were there actually. So if you look at the overall bifurcation, it also had sequence-wise questions like trading procedure, choice of distribution, staffing, controlling process. So I have been talking about this based on the feedback so far of the previous days actually. So last few days actually, we have observed this. When we talk about these units based on planning, organizing, staffing, controlling, direction, these units cover the maximum number of questions actually, and they are definitely important. So if you have BST paper in the coming days, if you are appearing with the BST paper as one of the domain subjects, do focus on these 5 units. They are going to be really, really helpful. So far, a good number of questions, almost 20 to 21 questions are coming from these 5 areas. So that is something which will help you get maximum marks in short time actually. So overall, business studies, in fact, of all the days, if you look at, has been rated easy so far in the last 4-5 days. And I believe that's how it's gonna be. It's not gonna be difficult at all, because at the end of the day, you have to realize the exam is happening over a period of 15 days. So normalization, if there is a too much fluctuation in terms of difficulty level, normalization will definitely become difficult. So you don't expect too much of difficulty out there in the paper. So focus on these areas and that will definitely help you fetch good marks. Moving on to the economics paper, again similar to accountancy, rated easy to moderate, not very difficult, but moderately difficult. Some students definitely rated it easier. If you talk about macroeconomics, microeconomics first, introduction, microeconomics, demand and supply based 3 questions were there. Then consumer behavior and demand के ऊपर भी 3 question पूछे गए थे, like price increases from 5 to 7, elasticity demand is 0.5. What will be the effect on demand actually? Talking about macroeconomics, national income के ऊपर case study था with almost 8 questions. GDP, flow of income को पूछा गया. Money and banking के ऊपर another case study was there. RBI revaluation, devaluation of rupee, stock and flow feature को लेकर के almost 6 questions were there. Determination of income and employment के ऊपर numericals आए थे, autonomous and equilibrium, 6 questions were there. Government budget and economy had 3 questions. Balance of payment, primary deficit, numerical था, almost 4 questions were there. इंडियन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट की अगर हम बात करें, सो इंडियन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट बुक से ही 20 क्वेश्चंस ऑलमोस्ट आए थे। अगर हम देखें इस यूनिट को, सो दिस हैज बीन वन ऑफ द सिग्निफिकेंट यूनिट्स एज फार एज इकोनॉमिक्स पेपर इज कंसर्न। तो इसको थॉरली रिवाइज करना बहुत जरूरी है फॉर दोज हु हैव योर इकोनॉमिक्स पेपर इन द कमिंग डेज। चाइना इंडस्ट्रियल पॉलिसी 1978 के ऊपर था, पाकिस्तान चेंजेस इन दी पॉलिसी, पाकिस्तान से रिलेटेड इन सब के ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछे गए थे। सो ओवरऑल अगर हम देखें तो केस स्टडी आरबीआई जीडीपी बेस्ड तो था ही, सिंबल ऑफ कंजम्पशन के बारे में पूछा गया, अर्थक्वेक इन तुर्की की अगर हम बात करें तो उसका इफेक्ट परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी के ऊपर जो कर्व होता है उसके ऊपर क्या होगा, प्राइमरी डेफिसिट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस आए थे। सो नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट आई वुड से, बट yes, a good practice is definitely required. So if you have your paper in the coming days, do try to take a couple of mocks before you hit the actual examination. Time management is definitely the key. While it's not a problem in the CUT paper, but definitely if you have some time saved, you can always do the review actually. So nothing to worry about. Just go ahead and keep on revising your books, actually the NCRT books. Continue doing the revision and I'm sure you'll come out successfully out of this examination. See you tomorrow, same time, same platform with day 10 analysis, 8 p.m. tomorrow. We'll catch you then. Goodbye and all the best.